Shalom, Israel. Shalom. Royal Dream of Christ Church. I'm Brother Aaron. We're going to be doing a very important lesson today. Lesson is going to be basically showing what time we're in. As we know, we're in the last days, so this is why most of the lessons are going to be more about actual prophecy according to the Bible about the time we're living in. Okay, so follow along. You're going to need your King James Version Bibles. We're going to be reading a lot from the Apocrypha today. There's a lot of end time prophecy which we're living in right now that's coming out of the Apocrypha. So King James Bible, the Apocrypha, and as always, a pen and notepad. We're going to jump straight into it. First place we're going to go is Jeremiah chapter 28. We're going to read verse 8. When you get it, go ahead.
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
See that? The prophets of old time. This is what the prophets prophesied about. Okay, because a lot of times you bring out a certain message, if it sounds negative or bad, a lot of people have been trained and taught, oh, that don't make sense, or that's evil, or that's not good. But all the true prophets of old, okay, during Daniel's time, that's what Daniel prophesied about. Isaiah, Elijah, all the true prophets in this Bible, this is telling you what they prophesied about. It says, the prophets that have been before me and but before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So these are the things that the prophets of old prophesied against different countries and kingdoms about: war, evil, and pestilence. And this is the same thing that we're going to be coming out the Bible, and the Bible's going to be prophesying about today, because this is the time that we're living in. Evil, great pestilence, as you can see, COVID-19, and it's going to be much more greater things come the closer we get to the end. Okay, so evil, pestilence, and famine. Okay, we're about to enter a huge famine within this earth. Okay, huge famine, no food, no water, all that's going to be cut off. This is the time that we're living in right now. So this is what the Bible's going to be prophesied about. This is what this lesson is about. Okay, we're going in our Apocrypha. We're going to 2nd Ezra chapter 5. 2nd Ezra chapter 5, pick it up in verse 1.
Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number.
They that dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number. That's talking about lots of death. There's a lot of people that's going to die. Okay, people close to you, friends, family members, a lot of people in this hour that we're in is going to start dropping dead from different pestilence, from famine that's about to come on this earth. But the time is coming, you're going to lose a lot of number, great number of people. Come on.
And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. That's talking about the Bible. The true knowledge of how to serve the Most High and the wisdom of this Bible, that's going to be almost cut off. Okay, and they're going to come against a lot of the prophets, the saints who's out here trying to teach the word. There's going to be a lot of persecution. They're going to come off the Bibles. Okay, the internet right now is the main tool that the Most High uses to set forth His gospel, His message, because it gets through all four corners of this earth via internet. This internet technology, internet via, is going to be cut off. Okay, it's not going to always be here. This is what this is talking about. Jump to verse 8 through 10. Go ahead.
There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and the menstruous women shall bring forth monsters.
Okay, confusion in many places. This is what's taking place now. A lot of people's confused. What's going on in the earth? They don't know what to make their next move. Shall I take this shot? Shall I not take the shot? Okay, they now threatening people's job, termination if you don't do this. It's a lot of confusion going on within the earth. This is what this is talking about. It says, and fire shall be sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and mistress women shall bring forth monsters. The beasts changing their places due to everything that's about to take place in this earth. Okay, the cities is going to slowly start looking like a wilderness. Okay, you got animals due to the fires and different things and the pollution of what they call climate change. is animals are migrating within the cities. That's what that's talking about. Animals are leaving their natural habitats and they're going to start coming all within the inner cities and the countryside and things of that nature. Mistress women shall bring forth beasts. Okay, this is everything from GMO food, everything that's corrupting the natural, what you would call biological way of childbirth. Okay, these are birth defects in the last days that's going to be taking place. Okay, everything from autism to deformities. This is the time we're coming in. Come on.
Verse 9, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another.
All salt water shall be found in the sweet. This is contamination of the waters. Okay, this is the time we're in. They're finna start cutting off the water. Not only cut off, but the water's defiled. They're gonna be polluted. And what it says, friends shall destroy one another. Okay, people closest to you, friends, people you've known all your life are gonna start turning on each other. Why? Due to the famine. There's not gonna be any food. People are gonna be hungry. Okay, whatever they gotta do to eat or feed their stomach, these stores are about to get shut down. They already, the trucks, the shipments and stuff that brings in the trucks, the food to the grocery stores, they telling them to hold their freight. Okay, they're telling them to hold their freight. It's not going to be trucks to deliver food in the stores. What you stacked up on food and water is going to be all you have to sustain you for a certain amount of time. This is what this is talking about. Come on.
Then shall withhide him itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber.
See that knowledge? Knowledge is going to be cut off at this point. Okay, understanding this Bible is going to be hard to come by. Come on. Verse 10.
And shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and inconsistency be multiplied upon the earth.
That's wickedness.
One land also shall ask another, and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, no.
People are going to be asking for the person who got knowledge. You know anybody who understand what's going on according to the Bible? Anybody can understand prophecy? What's going on? Have you seen the righteous man? Have you seen the prophet? And the answer is going to be no. Because at this time, wisdom, knowledge is going to be cut off from the earth. The Lord gave so much time. His prophets, his teachers out there preaching, prophesying, making videos. Whoever listened, took heed, he has an ear to hear, let him hear. Okay, at this time, that door is closing now. That door of mercy, that door is still a crack in it, but it's coming tight. The time of judgment is at hand. All right, let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 6. 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 18 through 25. When you get it, read.
And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth.
The Most High, the days come, he's drawing now. This is what's happening now. This is why you're seeing all the commotion, all the chaos, the earthquakes, the storm, everything that you're seeing taking place in this earth. This is what it's talking about. This is the Lord starting to visit the earth now. Come on.
And will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Sion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the children of the year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live.
See that? That's the birth defects in the last days. Women bring forth untimely children, but yet they shall live. Come on.
And be raised up. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
You see that? The storehouses shall be suddenly found empty. That's talking about your store. This is the storehouse, the places you go for food. Okay, this is famine that the Bible is prophesying. Okay, the storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. There's not going to be anywhere to go get food. This is what this is talking about. Come on.
And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies.
You see that? At that time shall friends fight against one another like enemies. You see that? Why they fight? Because of all the commotion, the chaos, the famine. Okay, everybody's trying to take care of them and their own at this point. Come on.
And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not
The
run.
springs of the fountain is talking about the waters. You see that? The springs of the fountains are going to stand still. They shall not run. That's water supply being cut off. The water is going to be turned off in the midst of all this commotion and food. This is what's coming on this earth very, very soon. Come on.
Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and see my salvation, and the end of your world.
You see that? Whoever remained and escaped all of these shall see the end of this world. Matthew 24:13. He that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. Okay? So from there we're going to go to 2 Ezra chapter 15. 2 Ezra chapter 15. Read verses 1 and 2.
Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
See that? Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. This is what we're doing now. We speaking the words of prophecy to you was written in this book. Come on.
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful in truth.
They are faithful and true, meaning everything that's written will come to pass. Most of it, a lot of it is coming to pass right before your eyes. Jump down to verses 15 through 19. Go ahead.
For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another.
See that? There you go again. One people shall stand up and fight against another. Come on.
And swords in their hands.
That's weapons, guns. Come on.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
Invading one another. Seditions among men, confusion, strife, invading one another. Why? Because of the lack of food. They shall not regard their kings or their princes. That's talking about their leaders, their president. Okay, it's coming out, hey, peace, peace. Okay, so they won't listen to their kings or their princes, which is your presidents, your government officials, your leaders that's going to be trying to talk to the people, calm down. They're going to be trying to calm the panic, the sedition, the rioting that's taking place in the streets. Go home. They're not going to listen. The people are not going to listen at this point. Why? Because they're going to realize their government has turned on them. All right, let's go to, keep going. What is the next verse?
Verse 17.
Go ahead.
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Okay, that's basically, in a way, martial law, your, what do they call it? What's kind of going on now? Your no travel fly zones or vaccine passport. Mm-hmm. This is what this is talking about. A man shall desire to go into another city, but he would not be able. Okay, prophecy coming to pass before your eyes. Come on.
For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
See that? Mass protest, mass rioting, mass sedition within the streets. Houses being destroyed, ravished, looking for food, shelter. This is what it's talking about. Come on.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
See that? Shall destroy his neighbor's house because of the lack of food. There's no food. He's going to be looking for food because of the great tribulation. This is the time that we're in. Come on.
Behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanos, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them.
Come on.
Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom.
Okay, all the kings of the earth is going to turn to them. This is going into World War III. That's also heating up. Okay, you got a lot of the nations, what do they call BRICS? Okay, that's everything from Brazil to India to who else is it? Brazil, India, China, South Africa, and there's one more that makes up BRICS. They already in the process of rebelling against America. Okay, they're in the process of pretty much dropping this dollar. Dollar about to collapse within the next soon, very, very soon. Dollar's about to completely collapse. Okay, that's going to set off the beginning of World War III. Okay, and all of this is happening. Verse 21, it says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen one, so will I do also in recompense in their own bosom. Okay, because the children of Israel, our people, have been oppressed within all these countries and things of this nature. The Lord is freeing us now. So this is causing all this commotion as well. All right, from there we're going to Ecclesiastes chapter 12 in the Bible. Book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12. We got to read 1 through 4. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Verses 1 through 4. We get it.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Okay, remember that Creator in the days of that youth, before the evil days draw nigh. Okay, this is saying, okay, most of us, or we all should have been trying to seek the Lord as soon as we heard this truth. Don't wait until the evil day, because now we're in the evil day. The evil day is talking about tribulation, Jacob's trouble. Come on, verse 2.
While the sun, or the light, or the moon, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Okay, this is talking about what's starting to happen now. This is no jobs. The grinders shall cease. This is talking about your different factories. The jobs are there. There's no workers. Everybody looking short of employment. Everybody's hiring. Okay, this is what the Bible's talking about. Okay, the whole economy, the system, everything is starting to fall within. This is what this is talking about. Come on.
And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low.
See that? The door shall be shut in the street when the sound of the grinding is low. The sound of the grinding is talking about just that, work. Okay, this is work. It shall be low. The door shall be shut. Come on.
And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird.
That's the alarm. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Your alarm clock. Getting up for work. And what is it?
And all the daughters of Musik shall be brought low.
Okay, that's your entertainment. That's your singles. That's your sports. That's everything that's going to take place in the earth now. Due to this whole pandemic and things of that nature, not only are jobs being shut down, people losing their jobs, okay, but even entertainment. Even the entertainers, okay, it's affecting your athletes, okay? They're starting to stop doing what they're doing. Your artists, your musicians. This is what the Bible is prophesying. All right, let's go to Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 1. This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 1, verses 10 and 11. Zephaniah chapter 1 verses 10 and 11. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills.
That great noise and that great crashing from the hills is talking about economic collapse. This is this dollar collapse, which is about to take place any day. There's American dollar collapse. Come on.
How? Ye inhabitants of Maktish, for all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off.
See that? All they bear silver. That's talking about the money. It's cut off. It's going to mean nothing very soon. The dollar. It's all cut off. Come on.
And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem.
That's it on that actually. Verse 10 and 11. Yeah. We're going back to our Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verses 1 through 12. All of this that we're reading and prophesying about is either taking place right now or it's right around the corner. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 1 through 12. Go ahead.
He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time, wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
See that? When you start to see some of these signs pass, as we clearly have, this is the very same time that the Most High is beginning to visit the earth. Okay, he's starting to visit this earth. Come on.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
See that? When you should start to see earthquakes and uproars of the people within the world. Almost every day now, it's earthquakes around, major earthquakes. Whether your news reported or not, hurricanes, earthquakes taking place all over this earth every day. And we see what's happening right now with the uproar of the people. Every country right now, it's an uproar. People mass protests in the street. Sedition, okay, is popping off. This is biblical prophecy coming to pass before your eyes. Come on.
For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even till the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects in signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works.
See that? This is key for the Most High to keep you or protect you in this time. It says, everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. Okay, so your works, this is your righteous works, are basically being obedient, striving the best you can to obey and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, along with your faith and the blood of a Mashiach. Those are the ones, the only ones at this time that we in and what's to come, that the Lord will spare. All right, come on, verse 8.
Shall he preserve from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land.
See that?
And within my...
Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils. From everything that we're reading about, the pestilence, the plagues, everything that's being prophesied, these are the ones that will be preserved or protected. Come on.
And shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it.
See that? It said, they that loathed my law, they that hated my law while they had yet liberty, when repentance was open to them, understood it not, but despised it. Those are those that hear the truth. You hear the teachers, the prophets bringing out the word of the Lord, telling you, hey, you have to keep the laws, the statutes, the commandments of the Most High along with faith. That repentance, that window of grace is still open right now, but we are rebellious people. Okay, this is what it's talking about. While they had time, they rejected it. Come on.
The same must know it after death by pain.
You see that? The same that rejected it must know it after death by pain. That's talking about the judgment. Okay, that's talking about the judgment after death. But why does that have to come when you hearing the word? You hear the teachers, you hear the prophecy coming forth. Okay, so you don't have to be stubborn. It's about taking heed.
Yep.
All right, we're going to Psalms 105, verse 15 and 16. Psalms chapter 105, verses 15 and 16. The book of Psalms, chapter 105, verse 15 and 16. Let me get it read.
Saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm.
Come on.
Moreover, he called for a famine upon the land.
He called for what?
He called for a famine upon the land. He brake the whole staff of bread.
See that? He called for a famine upon the whole land. This is the time that we're in right now. Shortage of food, shortage of water. To the point to where people will literally, it will be a mass famine. There will be no food and water. Only what you've prepared for yourself, okay, to sustain you for a time. But the most important thing is the spiritual connection between you and the Most High. Okay? We're going to Revelations chapter 6 now. We have a few more. Revelations chapter 6. Verses 5 through 8. Get it read.
And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil in the wine.
See that? All of this is prophesied. This is prophesied about the famine. The famine that we're coming into right now. Okay? A measure of wheat, what is that? I heard a voice in the midst of her, of the four beasts saying, a measure of wheat for a penny and 3 measures of barley for a penny. Okay? That's basically talking about weeks or 2 weeks wage or check, whatever your pay is for a loaf of bread. Okay, that's called what the world calls it hyperinflation. Hyperinflation, where you pay 3, 4, 5, up to 10 times the normal price of something. This is what the Bible is prophesying. Mass hyperinflation. Okay, 7 and 8, come on.
And when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And in his name that sat on him was death. And hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth, to kill with sword and with hunger.
You see that? And power was given to him over 4th part of the earth to kill with the sword, that's the gun,
with hunger.
And with hunger. Okay, this is the famine, the hunger, no food, come on.
And with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
You see that? Still prophesying about the famine. Okay, then the pestilence, all it is. We're going to Haggai. I want Haggai chapter 1. Haggai. Let's see. Haggai chapter 1. It's going to be Haggai chapter 1. Haggai chapter 1 verse 11.
And I called for a drought upon the land.
I called for a drought upon the land. This is famine once again. Come on.
And upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon men, and upon cattle, and upon all the labor of the hands. Then Zerubbabel, the son of...
Verse 11?
That was verse 11.
Okay, you see that? This is the famine that was called upon the land. Everything from the corn, the wine, the mass shortage. This is talking about mass shortage of everything. Okay? Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. See, the Bible is a powerful book. The Most High already gave us an insight into the future. It's like knowing the future before it even gets here. Matthew chapter 24, verses 1 through 8. Go ahead.
And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the mountain of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
What shall be the sign of thy coming, and the sign of the end of the world? Let's look at some of the signs of the end of the world. All right, I want you to go to, let's start at verse 7. Verse 6, go ahead, verse 6.
And ye shall hear of wars, and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet.
Okay, one of the signs is wars and rumors of wars. We hearing about more wars and rumors of wars than ever before. Come on.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Okay, this is race against race, country against country. Come on.
And there shall be famines and pestilences.
There shall be what?
There shall be famines and pestilences.
There shall be food shortages, water shortages, and disease. Come on.
And earthquakes in diverse places.
Every day around this earth is multiple earthquakes popping off right now. Come on.
All these are the beginning of sorrow.
All of these are the beginning of sorrows. That's how we know we're right here at the end. Okay? We're going to 2nd Ezra. Back to 2nd Ezra chapter 16. I want 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Verses 18 through 28.
The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death.
See that? There we go again. That's what we just read in Matthew 24. So we know it's where we at. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine, that's that famine, that food shortage again, and great death. Come on.
And the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Okay, this is punishment. The sword, the famine, the pestilence, the disease. This is amendment for the punishment of wicked men upon the earth. Come on.
But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their scourges.
No, because you got a lot of people that hear the prophecy that's coming out, and yet they'll still make excuses. The Lord not sending it for pestilence, or that ain't the God. I said every excuse to stay wicked and not come back to the laws. Come on.
But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good and cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow up on earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Sword, there I go again. Weapons, guns, death, famine, food, water shortage, and great confusion. People more confused than ever before right now. Come on.
For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
So many people are going to die very soon of starvation. And the ones who survive the starvation, they're going to be killed by the sword. Come on.
And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left till the earth, and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them?
Right, because even when the earth reap harvest and stuff like that, there's not going to be enough people or man to pick the harvest. Come on.
The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men.
That's a lot of death that's coming up on this earth very soon. Come on.
So that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves, and in the clefts of the rocks.
Okay, from there, let's jump over to verse 37 through 40. Go ahead.
Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
You see that? And this is how we know this is what we're reading about, what's taking place in this earth now. Seems like every day now they go by, more prophecies coming. The birth like a woman in travail. The closer she get, it start dilate, it's no turning back. This is what's happening in the earth. Ever since what, the beginning of 2020, when this pandemic kicked off?
That's one, yep.
Ever since then, look like every day it's more and more tribulation, more and more chaos, more and more the world is falling apart. This is what we're reading about. Biblical prophecy coming to pass before your eyes. Come on.
Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and the sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle.
Get your minds right, okay? This is war, spiritual warfare we're getting right now. Make you ready to the battle, come on.
And in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Otherwise, be ready to pack up and go. Whatever on your back. You see this happening now. They're letting people go from jobs over not putting poison in their body or whatever. Be ready to take where they have no attachments to this world. In other words, what he's saying. Be as pilgrims. Okay, our rest or our land is to come, the kingdom of heaven. All right, that's all I wanted. Verse 40. Jump to verse 74 through 77. Once again, this is showing you who the Lord will keep and protect.
Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand.
Yes, they are.
But I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt. For God is your guide.
See that? The Most High is going to be our guide through this. Come on.
And the guide of them who keep my commandments.
Ooh, read that again.
And the guide of them who keep my commandments.
The guide of them that keep his commandments.
And precepts, saith the Lord God. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through.
You see that? So in this hour, we got to be more spiritually connected with the Lord than ever before. You can't be weighed down with your sins, because it's going to take everything in us to connect spiritually with the Lord. Remember, the righteous man's steps are ordered by the Lord. Okay, how can our steps be ordered or we hear from God if we're full of sin in our lives? Okay, that's what that's talking about. Let's go, we're going to close it out. Revelations chapter 3. Just to show us that all hope is not lost. The Most High protect those who trust in Him. Revelations chapter 3 verse 10. Whenever you get it. Just showing you our only protection we have. The Most High is faithful. Okay, we're going to Revelations chapter 10, and this is going to show you what we just read in 2nd Ezra, verses 74 through 77. The Most High is faithful to protect those who trust in Him, those who served Him, kept His commandments. Those are the ones of us He's going to spare and keep through this. Okay, this is Revelations chapter 3, verse 10. Go ahead.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
See that? Because you kept the word of His patience. This is His word, His laws, His statutes, His commandments. I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Come on.
Which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth.
You see that? And this is what's happening right now. Just look around. Everybody within this earth is being affected with this. Okay? Everybody on this earth is facing this trouble. But the Most High said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep them from the hour of temptation. Okay, so He made a promise to us. Because we're faithful, the ones who keep His word, He's going to protect us in this hour of temptation. Okay, with that, I hope you learned something. I pray that you apply what you learned. With that, I want to say shalom. We out.